What's up? I'm Matt.
And I'm Michelle.
And this is the Highly Recommended Podcast.
Are you making those drinky poos live or what's happening?
Yeah, let's make some drinks. So, all right, we're going to just start this off with a little promo. I got the Slightly Elevated here. And here we got what they call the Slightly Spirited beverages. These are non-alcoholic alcohol replacements or alcohol alternatives, probably is a better way to put them. This one right here has some hemp-derived THC, CBG, lion's mane and cordyceps mushrooms, and this one just has the mushrooms in it. Those are functional mushrooms, not psychedelic mushrooms, so no tripping. But they, these guys, I met them at Everwild. We talked to them. They had a booth going by a different name, and I think they were looking at some of the videos that we did or the interviews and stuff that were non-alcoholic, and they asked if I was interested in trying this. So they hooked me up with some bottles of this, and I like it. It's good. So I'm going to mix up a cocktail while you say what you want to say.
Oh, I was just going to say that when they had the booth at Everwild, we did sample many a beverage while we were there. Actually hit up their booth like several times a day, each day of Everwild. So, yeah, I know you were saying that they changed their formula a little bit, but we've tried this and they're very good. And it's cool because the bottle, you actually get about 20 servings per bottle. So you can make several drinks. And yeah, we've just been making some little drinks.
Yeah, so I got a deal working out with these guys that if somebody orders one of these, set that down for a minute. If somebody orders a bottle of one of these through my affiliate link, I get a small portion of the profits on that. So for me, if somebody buys it, it does help out the channel. But you know, we like these products. We drank them at Everwild. Mm-hmm. They had a seltzer, which I think they may be bringing a new version of that back, which is what we were. At least I know I was down in those at Everwild, and you had some too. So this is something a little bit different than what we were drinking there mostly, but it's a good alcohol alternative, and we can make a little mocktail just out of. Basically, all I'm putting in this is just a shot of the Slightly Spirited, and then we just top it off with a seltzer, a carbonated flavored seltzer.
Yeah, they were saying basically you could mix it with mix it however you want it, but it would be the closest, I guess, alcohol, what it would be compared to would be vodka. So whatever you would mix up, like a vodka and seltzer, vodka tonic, this would be something you could put in.
Did you just drink it?
No, somehow I just inhaled the bubbles and they made my throat tickle.
Yeah, I've done that. Sorry if there's a bunch of background noise because I was rustling around moving all my
and I have the one that just has the mushrooms in it. Functional mushrooms. So.
That's what you think. Yeah, that's the one with the functional mushrooms in it. Interesting, because when they made this formula, they tried to mimic the burn of alcohol. And one of the things that they put in here is capsaicin, which is from peppers. It's what gives peppers their spice. So you don't get the same burn as alcohol, but you kind of get a mirror of that.
Yeah, no, definitely not a burn, but there's a little bit of a kick to it, just like.
Well, the more you drink too, because the capsaicin builds upon itself. So when you eat hot food, the more you eat, the spicier it is and the longer it burns. So that's kind of like that. So it's interesting. It's different than alcohol, and some people might not like that. I kind of like it though. Unless you know you're drinking something in there.
Yeah. Anyways.
All right, so
Slightly Elevated. They're awesome. I love what they're doing. I think they're going to be really successful. Their products are really awesome, and we've enjoyed them. So, yeah. Yeah,
so shout out to Slightly Elevated. All right, the other thing that we just wanted to bring up was I've been working on a website. It's called stayhighlyrecommended.com. STAY, highly recommended. And that's kind of taken up a little bit of time. The reason why I started that is a few reasons, but needed a place to centralize everything. You know, got people on Instagram, got people on YouTube and Facebook. The website kind of pulls all of that together, and it lets me do blog posts, which is something I kind of had thought about before. And so one of the new things with this website is being able to write about events like festivals and give it in a format that people can read. And also put my interviews. The interviews that we do are on there with some background information plus the videos, and then the website. At some point, the goal would be also to help generate some income to help fund Highly Recommended, because Highly Recommended is all free of charge these days. You people have hit us up and, hey, I need a cut of your profits because I was in your video or this and that. It's like, well, you get the cut of 0% because that's what I'm making. I get $0, as will you. So
it's a labor of love.
It's a labor of love. It's not lucrative at this point, and that's never the goal. The goal is not to, become a millionaire by doing this in any sense. But I would love to make some dollars as a way to help fund this, and the time spent into it, kind of get a little bit of monetary reward would be nice. But anyway, so check out the website, Highly Recommended, stayhighlyrecommended.com, and join the subscription, the mailing list, because if you subscribe to the mailing list, you get a discount on my website for merch, and there'll be other things that I'll do to notify people of things, whether it's new interviews or maybe I'll do a promotion.
Yeah.
That'll all be done if you're on the mailing list. So check it out.
Yeah. Also kind of why there's been like a pause with the podcast, because you've been working very diligently to get this website up and running, and among the other things we have going on in our life. So the podcast kind of got put on the back burner to get that website up and going, and you've spent a lot of time and effort getting it, and it looks really good. And yeah, I think it's going to be a great spot for people to go, and they can find everything. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not just saying this because I designed it, but I think it's a pretty badass website. I was like, oh shit, yeah, I like this.
Yeah, it's good. It's very good.
Yeah, the website's not the only thing. I mean, I kind of bypassed some shows and stuff that were in the area just because you can't do everything all the time. So I kind of had to turn down going to some shows and getting footage and that kind of stuff. But some interviews are planned for April. So hopefully all those work out as planned, but one way or another, there'll be some new stuff coming in April, which will be awesome.
Yeah.
And excited to do that.
You good? That capsaicin
I
got
think it's that capsaicin.
I got you third
Burn
tickle.
I breathed in the bubbles with the capsaicin, so it's like a burn in my throat, in my lungs.
No, it's good. I'm enjoying mine. You might be able to hear a little fizzy fizz going on.
The ice clinking on the
clink,
glass.
Clink.
All right.
Fancy. I look like a bum, but I'm drinking a really nice fancy drink. But I literally just rolled out of bed and haven't gotten. This is what you get.
This is what we get. All right, let's get to some songs. Let's get to that piece of it. So, time out. All right, I'm ready to play you my song once I finish coughing over here.
Okay.
You're going to know this song because we've listened to this song quite a few times. And that's okay. We're just playing songs that we like and to recommend songs that other people might not know.
Yeah.
They should know. So this is going to be so obvious as soon as I play this, what it is. Here we go.
Oh, I should have known. Yep. I've got the shirt.
Yes, the shirt.
Stuck in the mud for a while. Now I'm waiting for someone to pull me alive.
I only know the chorus.
Life is sickness behind all the red. Yeah, I just need someone to light it up with. Then you come around, lift me up off the ground. Now we're up in the clouds.
Cheers over there.
Oh.
Raise a glass.
And I said, where did the ceiling go? I don't know. As high as the smoke we blow. You make the time so slow.
gotta show off the Lost Tropics too.
We could listen to that song all day, the whole song, but we'll just play a little snippet of it so then you can go enjoy it, which it is the Lost Tropics.
Yeah. The Lost Tropics is so obvious to Michelle because once I started playing it, I have the shirt on, and that was a double advertise for the Lost Tropics because
Double shout out.
The Lost Tropics are badass. Mm-hmm. And the thing is, they have 3 songs out, so it's a very limited catalog at this point. I think they're working on some new stuff. But when I first heard about Lost Tropics, somebody had recommended it to me, which is awesome. A lot of people do that. They say, hey, check out this band, or they'll send me songs, and I appreciate that because a lot of times I'll find something I'd never heard of, like the Lost Tropics. So somebody recommended, I think probably from Florida, recommended that I check them out. And I was like, ooh, I really, really like this. Female lead, very kind of laid back reggae rock style that I like.
Yeah.
So
yeah, she's got a great voice. And then we met.
Well, okay, so yeah. Kylie is the lead singer, and they've kind of had some band changes, so I'm not really sure the entire band, who's still in it, who's not. But Mongo Peterson is the bass player. We've met him a few times. He's super cool.
He is.
Awesome dude.
Very chill.
He plays bass for the Bastard Sons punk rock band. So 2 very different styles. I mean, there's similarities kind of, but definitely different styles that he's playing. So shout out to those guys, the Lost Tropics.
Yeah.
They're out of Central Florida. I didn't really look up too many facts, but I've interviewed them once on the channel before, so there's information about them. But one of the things you got to do for the Lost Tropics, go find their social media, whether it's Instagram or Facebook or whatever. Give them a follow on there. Get their numbers up. Let people, help people find them, because I think they're a band with the right support and the right, backing. They're going to go far if they just keep doing it.
Right. Yeah. Go give them a listen and follow their stuff. And that song it's great. You want to sing along with it. It's so chill.
Yeah. It's about having, no stress because you smoked up and you floated on. You floated because you're like, whatever, worrying about bills, worrying about, your life is a mess, whatever. It's okay. You could light it up and it's all good. Nice. Or you could mix yourself a cocktail that does the same thing too,
Yeah, right. No, it's good. Good message, good energy. Mongo is awesome. Every time we see him anywhere, he's a great guy. So go support them for sure. So my turn?
Your turn.
Okay, ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay.
How you would dance if you were at the show?
Yeah.
Rock and roll lady?
Yeah.
He's a rock and roll lady. I just realized I was just watching you dance, and I'm just up there like... What? No. That's not.
Okay.
Impeccable dance moves.
I know. You should have joined in.
Well, I was so busy watching you that I forgot that I was also going to be in this reaction video.
You were stunned by my awesome dance moves, as you usually
blown
are.
Away.
Yeah, I know.
Anywho, so what did we just jam out to just now?
Okay, we jammed out to a song that I haven't actually heard this song before up until this last weekend. I've heard talk of it, but haven't really got to listen to the album until this last weekend when we found out it was on Spotify. So when my dad was about 18 years old, so this would be 1978-ish, this album was released, my dad is the drummer in this band. Then it was the Ric Gordon band. So I picked this song because the drumming you heard in that song is actually my dad, which you already know this because we listened to the album over the weekend and found out that it had been put on Spotify. So that was really cool to listen to that. And also we were with my dad when he got to listen to the album again on Spotify because they actually have it on a record at their house, but it's not like he's listened to it in a really, it's been years. So kind of cool. I just wanted to play that just as like a fun little, like, I don't know, kind of
nostalgia for your dad, and we get to hear,
sure.
The band that he was in.
Yeah, my dad was self-taught drummer. He played with Ric Gordon, which basically the highest they got was they opened for Pat Benatar, like around 1978. It would have been around the same time that this album came out, within a few years, like give or take. But yeah, opened for Pat Benatar. And then shortly thereafter, my dad decided to step away from the Ric Gordon band. He went and joined this other band, Sheba, and they never really took off. It sounds like they were kind of on their way, and then their lead singer, he progressed and left their band, and he actually kind of leveled up and in the music world. But my dad, they played, like when I was little, played some shows around town, little like bar things like that. I remember watching him at little shows, like things like that. But yeah, he decided to do more family man stuff instead of, following the music scene. But it was a lot different back then. So he's also just really naturally talented, and naturally talented drummer. So really cool. I just wanted to play that song. And if you feel like giving it a listen, it's Ric Gordon band. The album is Can't Get Enough. And it's all like 70s. To me, they were going for a punk vibe, but it's almost like
that's punk rock.
Punky, rocky Beach Boys, I don't know, feel,
Yeah, I would probably say, I'm not really good at all the genre categories.
Yeah, me either.
But punk. It was punk rock. Definitely.
Yeah, so that's my song of the day is, yeah. It was called Rock and Roll Lady. So
yeah,
you
Rock
were
and Roll
right.
Lady.
Rock and Roll Lady.
Is it Ric Gordon band or the Ric Gordon band?
It's just Ric Gordon. If you search him on Spotify, it's just Ric Gordon. And it just says artist. But then the album was Ric Gordon Band.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So, yeah. And sometimes you see artists do that. They have their name, and sometimes it's the so-and-so band if they're performing live or something. And
yeah, but it is cool because the picture is like, it was just Ric Gordon, my dad doing drums, and then a bass player. And so it was like the singer, guitar, drums, and bass player. My dad's on the picture, like when you find Ric Gordon. He's on there. Yeah,
it was kind of a cool little find because we were all sitting around. Everybody was taking turns with the phone picking a song. We pick a song off of Spotify, and you could see through the different generations what was getting picked and stuff too. And then somewhere along the way, we were talking about your dad's band.
Yeah.
And I looked him up on Spotify, and oh shit, yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
And so we could see your dad's picture and everything on Spotify, and he had no idea. So it was kind of cool. We're like, okay, you're on Spotify, and then we listened to it.
Yeah. All right, should we get to a question?
Yeah, let's do the question of the day.
All right, I'm going to go first. My question for you, I just thought this would be like, I kind of already know the answer, but thought it would be maybe a fun little thing to talk about is, I know you love interviewing all these bands, but which band would be like someone you really want to have an interview with and are kind of like, feel like you'd really enjoy? What would be a great interview? I know there's so many, but...
Well, a year ago when I started this, year and a half ago, whatever, when I started this, the target band would have been the Elevators, and they're still high on the list. It's just like I get so obsessed with a band for a long period of time, and I do nothing but listen to that band, among other things, but I'll have like a one band or one artist that I keep coming back to. And when I started this, it was the Elevators. Are you okay?
Yeah.
You were looking off to like the side.
No, I was watching. Your hand looks a little strange on
This?
the. Yeah, but
Oh,
okay,
shit.
that's
You're the
better.
one who told me to sit like that.
I didn't know. It looked like you had this little hand that was like popping out the side. All right, continue.
Anyway, I had a little hand bumping off the side there. And the elevators are still high on the list. Like, I would love to talk to them because I still play them all the time.
Sorry.
But I think, like, what the band that I have, like, the band that, or the group that I would want to interview right now, top of the bucket list, is Little Stranger. That's
Okay.
like my number one right now.
Yeah.
Just because we met them, like AJ and I went to the show in Kansas City. We did the VIP. We met them, talked to them for a bit, made some videos about them and stuff, and kind of, you know, they're on we're on their radar and vice versa. And I love their music. Like, I love the way they kind of start, especially in their live shows. They'll play the instruments live, record them and loop them, and then rap over them.
Yeah.
And I love hip hop mixed in with this reggae alternative stuff, or alternative hip hop. I love that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So, Little Stranger for now, and hopefully we can get something worked up with them.
Okay.
Do a barbershop interview with them.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Do you have a question for me?
I'm just going to ask you the same question you asked me because I have no other. I didn't come prepared because you know I'm always procrastinating bullshit. If you could interview a band, or you could help me interview somebody, who would be somebody that you would want to bring on? Anybody,
yeah.
any genre.
Yeah. Well, I know that's kind of hard because any genre.
Like who's like an idol of yours in music or something that you would.
Oh, I don't know. It changes so often, but I would say, I don't know. You can cut this out if you have to, but I'm looking forward to, if this happens, is the Tropidelic and going to that, because that might be a thing, and doing an interview with Tropidelic. I think that'd be really cool and fun. So
Yeah, we love Tropidelic.
Yeah.
So yeah, the goal would be to catch him in Kansas City and do the haircuts for him.
Right.
I think that's already happening. AJ cuts hair for some of those guys when they come
Yeah.
through, and they have a relationship there. So we're just trying to work it out where we can maybe set up a barbershop interview for those guys. So,
Yeah.
and that seems likely.
I'm looking forward to it. I think
Yeah.
it'll be fun. So
All right.
yeah.
Well, I guess that was it. We're running short on time anyway because I got work obligations. So
Yes.
if you guys want to help me not have to have work obligations, buy some of the Slightly Spirited or buy some of my merch, and
Yeah.
we'll go from there. But no, appreciate everybody's support regardless of, that kind of stuff.
Yes.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you to all of our listeners.
/watchers, viewers.
Viewers.
Yeah, that's it.
All right.
The Highly Recommended Podcast. Signing off. Peace.
Peace.